All right, this is the table that was abandoned by the side of the road. It's actually still usable. It's in rough shape, though. It's missing some screws. It needs to be tightened up. Those things are easy enough to fix. But the main problem with this is that it is made to accommodate a leaf. I don't have the leaf, you don't need it. But the problem with the table is it won't stay together. And every little movement of the table tends to open that seam up again. So I'll show you how I'm going to fix that first. So here's my solution for fixing the table. Using a simple window latch. This is a latch that keeps your windows closed once you have them down, a double hung window. That's what I'm going to use to keep the table together. I put one on this side. I'm going to put one on this side too to make sure that it stays locked. These are actually made for windows which have a slight difference in height. So when I use it in an application like this that's totally flat, I actually have to boost up the side with the lock a little bit. So I'm going to put that on a cork washer and a metal washer just to build up a little height, and then it's going to work as a lock. First I have to mark where I'm going to put it. I'm going to put that right about there. And I'm going to pre-drill my holes just because this wood is so old. I don't want it to split. But I don't want to go very far because I don't want to go through the top of the table. And then I just put my other piece on and screw it in. And there you go. That's my other latch. So now that table's going to stay together when I move it around. The other problem I had with it was missing some screws, or had screws that were stripped and just weren't working, so I put some new screws in it. That's an easy fix, and now it's solid. Now it's time for a coat of paint, or maybe a couple coats. I'm not going to do a ton of prep on this piece because it's just going to end up out on my back porch, so I'm not going to fuss over it a lot, but it does need to be dusted off a little bit before I start to paint. Time for us to do a little painting. I'm going to start with the legs. And as always with spray paint, light coats, long strokes. You might want to wear a face mask for the overspray. All right, you can recoat this paint after a few minutes, so now that I've made my way around the piece, I really can start my second coat. I'm going to do something a little funky with this table. Because it's a back porch piece, I'm actually going to do the top a different color. Instead of masking it off, which I could do, I've got this great piece of cardboard, so I'm just going to go around side by side and protect the newly painted legs. And here we go on the top. All right, that's coat number one. I'm going to let it dry just a couple minutes, then we're going for coat number two, and then I'm going to show you one more cool effect I'm going to do at the end. 2 coats of blue on the top of the table. It's looking pretty good, but it's a little screamy, it's a little bright, and I have a navy and white thing going on my back porch, so I'm actually going to tone down this blue paint with a little bit of black. You want to just kind of mist the top of it. All right, table's done. Paint's still a little wet, got some of it on me, but all it took were a few extra screws, a couple latches, and a couple coats of paint to refurbish our junk table. There you have it. I'm Jill of All Trades.
Blown away. How about that? This is the finished set. Jill just sent these pictures in of the refurbished table and chairs.
That looks good.
There on her porch. I mean, she is so talented.
Good
it's
color
not
combination.
Even funny. That is
looks
incredible.
Nice. It's really well done.
I mean, think of how much that would cost new at some store. My goodness.
That's
great stuff.
Phenomenal. Gosh, I need her to come on over to my place and just like redo everything.
Yeah, get in line there, Michael. Get in line.